Somewhere between 20 and 30 miles into a forced evacuation on foot, your bug-out bag stops being a survival tool and starts being the thing that breaks you. Not because of what you forgot to pack, because of what you packed wrong. Most people build their bag the same way. They watch a list video, they buy the recommended items, they zip it shut, they put it in a closet, and they feel ready. They are not ready. They have assembled a collection of untested assumptions in a bag they have never carried more than 50 feet. And when the moment arrives, that bag will slow them down, exhaust them, and in the wrong conditions, strand them entirely. Subscribe to Disaster Ready HQ right now so you never miss what keeps you moving when everything else stops. Stay for number 11. It is the mistake nobody talks about and the one most likely to get you killed on day 2. Here is the core problem with how the bug-out bag gets taught. It gets framed as a packing problem. What goes in, what stays out. But packing is the last 10% of the equation. The first 90% is systems thinking. Weight distribution, access speed, redundancy, and whether the person carrying this bag has ever stressed it under real conditions. A bag built on untested assumptions is not a survival system. It is a very heavy way to feel prepared while you fall apart. Number 1. Your bag is too heavy. The functional weight ceiling for a loaded pack in a sustained movement scenario is 20% of your body weight. For most adults, that is between 25 and 35 pounds. Most bug-out bags, fully loaded the way they get recommended online, come in between 45 and 60 pounds. That is not a bug-out bag, that is a ruck march punishment. Past the 2-hour mark on foot, excess weight does not slow you down linearly. It compounds. Your knees, your hips, and your decision-making all degrade simultaneously. Weigh your bag right now. If it is over 30 pounds, you are not packed for evacuation. You are packed for a static campsite you are never going to reach. Number 2, your water is buried. Water is the one thing you will need access to faster than anything else in your bag. It should be in an exterior side pocket or a hydration bladder accessible without stopping or removing your pack. Most people bury it somewhere in the middle because it is heavy and they are trying to balance the load. That logic costs you 2 minutes every time you need to drink and guarantees you drink less than you should because access is inconvenient. Inconvenient hydration becomes dehydration within 4 hours of sustained movement. Put your water where your hand can reach it without breaking stride. Number 3, you are packing gear you have never used. This is the most common and most dangerous mistake on this list. The fire starter you bought and never struck. The water filter you assembled once indoors in good lighting. The emergency radio you powered on to confirm it worked and never touched again. Under stress, in the dark, in the rain, with shaking hands, unfamiliar gear fails at the user level before it ever fails at the product level. Every single item in your bag needs to have been used at least once under conditions that were not comfortable, not once in your kitchen, once outside, at night when you were tired. That is your minimum threshold. Number 4, you have one fire starting method. Matches get wet, lighters run out of fuel, ferrocerium rods required technique you have not practiced. The rule for fire is the same rule that applies to every critical system in a survival context. 3 methods minimum, stored separately, 2 of which work in wet conditions. A waterproof match case, a windproof lighter, and a ferrocerium rod with a dedicated striker. That combination fits in a sandwich bag and weighs under 4 ounces. One fire starting method is a single point of failure. Single points of failure in survival are not acceptable. Number 5, you are relying on digital navigation. Your phone battery will die, cell towers will be congested or offline. GPS signal is not guaranteed in every terrain or infrastructure scenario. A printed topographic map of your evacuation corridor and a baseplate compass cost under $15 combined, weigh almost nothing, and work in every condition including complete grid failure. Most people cannot read a topographic map. That is a skill problem you fix before the emergency, not during it. Spend 45 minutes on a YouTube tutorial. Practice identifying terrain features on a local map. That one afternoon of effort is worth more than any navigation app you have downloaded. Number 6, your food is bulky and calorie light. Most people pack survival food by volume. They see a full section of their bag dedicated to food and feel confident. Then they count the actual calories and discover 3 days of packed food delivers 1,200 calories per day. Sustained movement on foot in a stress scenario requires 2,500 to 3,500 calories daily. You are not packing 3 days of food, you are packing 3 days of slow starvation. Prioritize caloric density above all other food metrics. Peanut butter, hard cheese, nuts, full-fat jerky, and dense grain bars deliver the most calories per ounce of any shelf-stable food available. Packed by calories, not by volume. Number 7, your bag is the wrong color. A bright orange, red, or military pattern bag is a liability in any scenario involving other people who are frightened and under-resourced. It communicates exactly what you do not want communicated, that you planned ahead and you are carrying things worth taking. A plain dark navy, charcoal, or olive bag in a common commuter or hiking style draws no attention and carries the same load. You are not trying to be invisible, you are trying to be unremarkable. Those are different things and the distinction matters. Number 8, you have no secondary communication plan. Your phone is not a communication plan. It is the first thing that fails in a widespread emergency when every other person in your area is also trying to use it simultaneously. A battery-powered or hand-crank AM and FM radio lets you receive emergency broadcasts without network dependency. A written list of out-of-area contact numbers stored in your bag means you can make a single outbound call from any landline and get a message to your family through a third party. Designate one out-of-state contact right now as your family's communication relay. That costs nothing and works when everything else is overloaded. Number 9, you have no cash. Digital payment infrastructure fails early in any grid disruption scenario. Card readers go offline. ATMs empty out within hours. The households and small vendors who remain operational in the first 72 hours of a disruption accept cash only. Carry a minimum of $200 in your bag in small bills, nothing larger than a 20. Large bills create change problems and signal larger reserves. Small bills are transactional, unremarkable, and universally accepted. This is not optional. It is the lubricant that keeps every other plan moving. Number 10, you have no shelter layer for the ground. Most bug-out bags include something overhead, a tarp, a poncho, a bivy sack. Almost none of them include insulation from the ground, and ground contact kills faster than rain. You lose body heat to cold ground at a rate dramatically faster than you lose it to cold air. A closed-cell foam sleeping pad weighs under 1 pound, costs under $15, cannot be compressed or soaked into uselessness, and completely solves the ground insulation problem. Strap it to the outside of your bag. It is not glamorous. It is the difference between waking up functional and not waking up at all. Number 11, you have never carried this bag for distance. This is the one that ends evacuations before they begin. Your bag feels manageable when you lift it off the floor of your closet. It feels completely different after 3 miles on uneven terrain with your actual footwear in actual weather. The shoulder strap that seemed fine will cut into a nerve you did not know existed. The hip belt that looked correctly positioned will sit wrong and transfer the entire load to your spine. The item you need at hour 2 will be in the most inaccessible pocket in the bag. None of this is discoverable without a test carry. Load your bag fully and walk 3 miles with it. Do this before you need to do it for real. Everything that needs adjusting will announce itself immediately. Here is what every item on this list has in common. They are all failures of practice, not failures of purchasing. The correct bug-out bag is not the most expensive bag or the most comprehensively stocked bag. It is the bag you have carried, stressed, adjusted, and used until every system inside it is as familiar as your own hands. Familiarity under pressure is the only survival edge that cannot be bought. Comment below and tell me, have you ever done a full test carry with your bag? And if you have, what broke first? That answer is more valuable than any gear recommendation I could give you. Next video, we are covering what happens after you move. You made it out? Now you are somewhere unfamiliar, your phone is dead, and you need to orient, shelter, and communicate within the first 60 minutes. That video changes how you think about the whole picture. Subscribe so you are ready when it drops.